I told them that my son wasn't in school. My son's 17, which has got guardianship of me, part of the guardianship of me, since how he's my oldest son. And I shouldn't have to be paying him child support. Why they control my phone, control everything. And I can't even make court dates, or they make sure I'm asleep when it comes up court date, because they obviously control my whole life. They're my guardians. I can't divorce my wife because it takes the third party to be able to do it, because I can't make decisions for myself, which my wife was part of the ones too. So I'm paying her child support. I can't divorce her. And the kids, I don't even think are mine.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Ms. Tuff, you can proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Before the court today is Joshua Deskins of dockets number 2007-731 DP, Otten versus Deskins, and docket number 2022-3260 DS, Cheyenne Deskins versus Joshua Deskins. We're here on both cases today for adjourned compliance hearings. On docket 2007-731 DP, the respondent's total monthly obligation is $167.50. This comes from $114 for current support. He is ordered to pay $50 per month on arrears and $3.50 per month on service and processing fees. Last payment we received on this docket was a $500 bench warrant resolution payment on July 25th, 2024. In this case, it is a 7th show cause. He's had 5 bench warrants and 2 prior contempt findings. Monitoring compliance for the last 6 months at a rate of $167.50 means he should have paid $1,005, and he has paid nothing outside of that 1 bench warrant payment, making the shortfall for the last 6 months $1,005. Total arrears on this case are currently at $6,901.33 through the end of September 2024. On docket 2022-3260 DS, Mr. Deskins' total monthly obligation is $408.50 per month. This comes from $331 for current support, the guideline amount of $74 per month toward arrears, and $3.50 for service and processing fees. Last payment we received on this docket was a $200 bench warrant resolution payment in July of 2024. This is the first show cause. He's had 2 bench warrants and no contempt findings on this case. Monitoring compliance for the last 6 months at a rate of $408.50 means that he should have paid $2,307, and he paid nothing outside of that bench warrant payment, making the shortfall $2,307. Current arrears on this docket are $3,713.06 through the end of September. In front of the court would like Your Honor to be aware that the respondent had previously been ordered into LEAP and failed to participate. He failed to provide medical documentation when he previously stated that he was unable to work. He has failed to take action by filing motions to modify support in either case. And he did state to me that he has been working under the table, doing odd jobs, working on cars. He did just report that he is now employed at Checkers Automotive, but he had previously told me that he was working there under the table. This matter has been adjourned many, many times to allow the respondent to get in compliance, file motions, submit medical documentation, etc. He does have the ability to work and be paying on these cases. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Perkins, do you dispute or contest any of the statements made by Ms. Tuff?
No, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions for Ms. Tuff?
No questions.
Okay. Any proofs, Ms. Perkins?
Your Honor, I'd like to call Joshua Deskins.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Deskins, can you please state your name for the record?
Joshua Deskins.
And you heard everything that was just said, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it true that your last payment on both of these cases was on July 25th of this year?
Yes, ma'am.
And what's going on that you're not making regular payments?
Oh, I didn't make regular payments because I was talking to him last about my warrant. I had just borrow this money from the guy I'm working for right now to get out of jail. And I told him that my son wasn't in school. My son's 17, which has got guardianship of me, part of the guardianship of me, since how he's my oldest son. And I shouldn't have to be paying him child support. Why they control my phone, control everything. And I can't even make court dates, or they make sure I'm asleep when it comes up court date, because they obviously control my whole life. They're my guardians. I can't divorce my wife because it takes the third party to be able to do it because I can't make decisions for myself, which my wife was part of the ones too. So I'm paying her child support. I can't divorce her. And the kids, I don't even think are mine. And I'm having to pay child support for them too. And um they still continue to, even though my son's not in school and he's 17, he's my oldest one now, he's legal adult, I'm still having to pay child support every month continuous on them too, which I made a report back 5 6 months ago about that. And yeah, and since how I do have involuntary guardianship been took over me, I can't make decisions for myself. I shouldn't be able to work and stuff like this because I can't manage nothing by myself. Courts already know that I can't manage by myself, and that's why somebody took guardianship of me and had the judge sign it. I wasn't voluntary guardianship of me, but since how that is the case, why am I going to jail for child support every other day too? And that's what my argument about it was. I don't mind paying the money to do it, but I'm legally married to a woman that only thinks my kids, and I'm having to pay her child support, and she's my guardian too. I don't really understand why I would have to, since how they control everything, and obviously I can't work because the state already says I can't. I can't manage nothing. So why am I having to go to jail? And it kind of breaks my heart a little bit about it. I don't understand why everything one after another, after another, after another for the same people that's got guardianship of me. It didn't make sense to me, and that's where I was at with it. I shouldn't. I feel I should. I feel I shouldn't have to supply paperwork and do all this, and I can't even get half the paperwork I need because my guardian has to do it. I can't do it. So there's really nothing much I can do since I have a guardian, and I'm kind of tired too. I don't know what to do no more. I don't.
Have you asked your guardian to get the paperwork for you?
Not all of them keep ignoring me about it. Like I don't know what you're talking about, and due to protection of myself or others, they don't want me to know who exactly my guardian is, even though it took my two oldest brothers and my wife first that did it. And for retaliation purposes and for safety purposes, the courts won't disclose that to me. And they did it from a different county instead of Calhoun County too. And I can't do nothing. I can't even divorce. I keep getting denied everything. I don't know. I come out of prison and they did it to me. They said I was a threat to myself and others. So fresh out of prison, they did this stuff to me. It's been going on for years. And I can't do nothing really. I ain't got no rights. I can't do nothing. I don't mind paying a little bit of money, but I shouldn't have to pay for money for a kid that's my guardian. That's still currently paying child support every month for, and it ain't just arrearages. It's every month I'm paying them still child support for the person that's controlling my life. Like, come on.
Is it true that you're working for Checkers Automotive?
Yeah, I just started Friday. I was doing the job. I didn't tell her I worked on a table. That was not true. I said I work jobs every now and then. I go there and I fix the cars. I each a carburetor. I do little things for him, and he pays me a little bit of money for gas and for food and stuff like that. But he hired me Friday, so I'm gonna have a steady employment from him. Yes, and he was the one that kept paying my child support, and I was always indebted to him to pay it off because he kept getting me out of jail every time I went. So
from here on out, you should be getting a steady check. Is that correct?
that's correct.
And Ms. Tulf indicated that you refused to participate in the LEAP program. Is that correct?
I didn't even know what the elite program was, but I seen how I was doing the side jobs with them. I didn't end up going. It's just like, I don't know. I've been feeling like mostly depressed most of the time. I got a lot of issues. Obviously, the courts already know about since the guardianship, they know my mental health issues and me sleeping a lot or me, kind of being irritated at myself or whatever. My mental state really doesn't matter, but yeah, I've been going through a lot.
Okay.
And, I kind of want to be myself most of the time now. So.
Okay. Did your did Miss Tulf ever ask you for any medical documentation with regard to your ability to work or anything along those lines?
Yes, I went down I got some paperwork for her. I was going to take it to the medical doctor at Summit Point, and me and Summit Point I ended up arguing with Summit Point actually, and walked out. I'm saying door, walked out. I kind of threw a fit, to be honest with you, over and it's because I don't know. I've been going there a lot, and it keeps trying to say like a couple more weeks or come and see the psych doctor, and that's the ones that deal with the courts, and then we can get it taken care of. But then they delay it, then they push it, and it's just like they're doing it on purpose, almost just to like I don't know. I really honestly don't know. So I kind of got mad. Yeah, and I said, if they know the documents, they should be able to. They should know that what the guardian person is, and they should know can't charge a person when the kid's not in school. And I make it unknown to the courts already. He's not in school. It's not the court's job, but it's the prosecutor's job, or it's the ones that's enforcing the payments job to see, hey, is he really in school? Because we can't charge this man if he's not in school no more. The kid, we can't continue to charge this dude month. But they did anyway. They didn't care. Now they want me to go prove it when I'm already can manage and take care of myself on top of that. And why should I have to prove? I didn't prove to make you pay this. Why am I have to, if I'm making known to you this is what's going on, why are you still continuing to charge me without verifying it? And it's that's how I felt about the situation. And I have to go to the doctors. I have to go get this verification from schools, and I have to do all this. And then they're like, well, who's your guardian? You know what I'm saying? Then I can't get it anyway because I'm not the guard. My guardian has to get it. So now I'm stuck in another root, and the root it goes forever about how difficult this gets for me, to be honest with you. And I didn't know I had to fight to do this because I didn't enforce me to pay my money, and I don't know if I should pay when the kid is not in school anymore. I thought that stopped. So yes, all this paperwork she wanted me to go down there and get, half of it I couldn't get anyway. And then the other half of it is I shouldn't have to go around with my head chopped off and people doing this to me back and forth, not giving me answers or giving me paperwork. And then I'm with nothing, just holding my hand. And I know where the rabbit hole just goes around in a circle. So I'm giving up. I've been giving up a lot. And,
is there anything else that you want to tell the judge?
No, that's kind of about it, other than I'll pay the monthly payment that I have to pay, or whatever it is that he sends me to, or to pay. I get done Friday is when I got my job, so I'll have a steady income, and I can make a certain amount for the rearages and whatever else I have to pay for the child support.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
No other questions, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Well, just to clarify some things for you, sir, because you seem to be relying upon the fact that you have a guardianship as to why you can't do anything. There's a lot of reasons for a guardianship, and just because you have a guardianship doesn't mean you can't work. It doesn't mean you can't function. It just means that you need assistance at times for various reasons. There's reasons that they appoint a guardian, and it doesn't mean that you're totally disabled because you have a guardianship. And in fact, as you see, you're working at Checker Automotive, so clearly you can work, notwithstanding having the guardianship. As well as the other ones, like you said, as far as your son, you have a right, and Ms. Tolf has told you have a right to file a motion to terminate that support, but you have to take the initiative to do that because the court doesn't know what's happening. The court doesn't know he's not in school. The court doesn't know his age, etc. So you're the one that's going to have to initiate and do the paperwork. That's why she's referred you to the clerk's office to get that paperwork to file, so that you can avoid that support obligation if in fact you're entitled to do so. But you're required to do that, sir. Nobody else is. How much are you making at Checker Automotive?
I'll make about 600 a week, 700 a week. If I work, 6 days, I usually would probably be starting off at working 6 days.
Okay, so you're looking at 600 a week.
Yeah, if it's about 6 days, yeah.
So clearly you'd be able to pay your support obligation because your support obligation is about $570 then between the two cases. You did have, as Ms. Tolfett stated, you did have previously you had odd jobs that you were working for Checker and for someone else. Is that correct?
Just that he'd call me, a couple times every other week and have me come and change something on a car, something really simple, maybe a flat tire that was in the parking lot, go out there and take it off and take it down to the shop and have them change the tire on it, like little petty jobs like that.
Okay. And how much would you say in an average month did you make when you were working odd jobs?
$60 sometimes 3 weeks before he calls me. He called me more that he had to get me out of jail last time, or paid to keep me out of jail, and he had me working a lot more often then because I owed him the money.
Okay. Okay. You said as well that you're not familiar or you don't know who your guardian is. You can go to the court and you can find out who that is, because there would be an order appointing a guardian. So there would be an order that you could look at and that would tell you who the guardian is. And then you can make contact with them if you need to do so.
How do I figure out which county it was from?
I have no idea. If you reside in Calhoun County all along, it should be Calhoun County. If there was another county that you resided in at some point, it might be that county. So you're the one that knows where you lived and when you lived. And if you know when the guardianship was put into place, if you live, let's say, in Eaton County, at the time the guardianship was put in place, then that's where you would probably go, because Eaton County would have all the documents, etc. Even though you move, it would be the county that you resided in at the time that the guardian was appointed. So you have to figure out where you were residing at that time and go to that county. You may have to go to 2 counties. I don't know if you're uncertain or whatever, but
Okay, I got you. I think I know.
okay. Sir, let's say in the last, this year, what have you done to acquire employment?
I ain't done much other than doing my odd jobs. I got out of the hospital. I went to the hospital about a month and a half ago for overdosing. I was on drugs probably for the past 4 years and continuously doing drugs every day. I've been clean for about 45 days now, and I feel much better with myself. But my mental health and my drug addictions was the best part of me up until 45 days ago. And right after I OD'd in the hospital and woke up in the hospital, I haven't done no drugs since then. So I've been clean. I've been just now getting my life back on order. So I really didn't do much of nothing but drugs most of the time.
Okay. Anything else that you'd like me to be aware of, sir?
No, sir, that's it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Deskins, anything you would like me to be aware of?
Yes, Your Honor. I just want to state the fact that he's lying. He's worked for Checkers Automotives for the past 2 years. And every day he texts my phone asking me if he could see the kids. So if they're really not his kids, then why does he want to see them? Why does he want to come and sit here and irritate me and bother me and cause me heck in my life to see my kids if they're not his? That's kind of where I'm at with it. This is what I want. I wish that he would just leave me and my kids alone. If I could drop the child support, I'd be more than happy, but I want him to stay away.
Okay. Well, ma'am, you have every right to, in your particular case, you can always forgive the arrearage if you want.
I did that.
Unless you're on any sort of public assistance. If you're on public assistance, you cannot waive that.
I get food stamps.
Yeah, you can't waive it then, and you can't waive the support obligation if you're on public assistance, so.
So if I stop my food stamps and I stop my medical, I can just drop the child support and maybe motion to leave the state to get away from him?
Sure, you can file a motion to do whatever you want. Doesn't matter, it'll be granted, but you can file the motion, and if you have a basis, you can do that. And you would have to be off public assistance to be able to waive the arrearage and to waive any current support obligation.
Okay, I'll have my I'll have my food stamps and my Medicaid stopped.
Well, that's up to you, ma'am. You don't have to. I'm just, if you wish to do that, you have a right to do that.
Well, yes, Your Honor, because I'm tired of dealing with Joshua. I don't want to deal with it no more. It's been nothing but problems. He causes nothing but problems.
Okay, well, again, you can do it if you wish, and but that's up to you.
Okay.
Yeah, once you're off the assistance, you have to file the appropriate motion with the circuit court clerk's office.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else, Ms. Perkins?
Your Honor, I just want to point out that my client did indicate that he just started working checkers this last Friday, so he hasn't gotten a paycheck yet, but he's going to. What we're asking for is that you adjourn this out to give him time to set up income withholding so that he can make those child support payments. Thank you.
Okay. Well, in this case, the court has heard the testimony of Mr. Deskins, and it's clear, as he stated, he did have a drug problem, and that, as he stated, he basically spent most of his time doing drugs and not working. And as he said, when I asked him what he had done in the last year to apply for employment, he says he hasn't done much. And clearly from his testimony, it's clear that he hasn't done much. He has the ability to do so because he's working now. He has worked odd jobs throughout the last year. And the court will find that he has had the present ability to pay support obligation, but he's failed or refused to pay. And that as a result, he is in contempt of court. So the court will also find in this matter. Anything before sentencing, Ms. Perkins?
No, Your Honor.
Well, in this particular case, you have a minimal support obligation. Apparently you're working now. That helps. That's good. What the court's going to do is, Ms. Tuff, what was the previously been held in contempt on 2 occasions? What was the last sentence?
Let me look for you. It looks like the last contempt finding was in 2018.
How much was it for? Do you know?
And no jail time was assessed at that time.
Okay. Well, what the court's going to do, Mr. Deskins, I am going to, I could sentence you up to 90 days in jail. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to sentence you to 45 days in jail with credit for no time served. The court is going to put in this matter, the court is going to give you a nominal amount because you've just started working. I'm going to let you pay a purge amount, meaning you amount to stay out of jail. And you'll have to pay that purge amount within 2 weeks, and I'm going to have you pay $200 on each case. So it'd be $400 total, and you'd have to pay that no later than October 30, 2024. And what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to suspend the jail time and have you back in court on December 18 at 8:45 a.m. And what we'll do is we'll look at it. In the meantime, if you paid the purge amount of the $400 and you are paying your current support obligation up through the December 18th date, then the court will consider, again, continuing the suspension, keeping you out of jail. I will tell you, if you don't pay the purge amount and you don't pay the current support obligation, then you will be spending the 45 days in jail. Do you understand that, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We will then see you back on December 18, 2024 at 8:45 a.m.
All right.
Free to go. Have a good day.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Yep.